Good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Naval Singh Todawat, Assistant Professor in the subject of Botany. Friends, in the last lecture or in the previous lecture of cryptogams, we have been discussed regarding the algae and in that we have gone thoroughly the occurrence, systematic positions and the different types of thallus. As per our syllabus, we are directed to talk with the respect of few genus, their systematic positions, thallus, structure, cell structure, internal cell structure, reproduction, and alternation of generations. By keeping this point in our mind, today we will be discussing on the genus Nostoc. Nostoc is a alga, seems to be filamentous, which belongs to the family Nostocaceae, comes under the order Nostacales in the class of Cyanophyceae and so on. It is clearly visible a systematic position of the Nostoc alga. In next point, that is occurrence. Occurrence of Nostoc is been seen in fresh water. Colonies are large and are free floating. Appears as the circular. May be attached to the substratum or sometime to be submerged. The habitat of this nostoc can be found in soil, on the rock, at the bottom of the water body, lakes, springs, and so on. Sometimes to be found in marine. Nostoc shows symbiosis association with plant tissues, somewhat in bryophytes, that provides nitrogen to the host by its heterocyst. In lichens, the association of alga, the two of nostoc, has been observed as a symbiosis. When we talk about the algal plant body of nostoc, it seems to be colony, cell structure, cell wall, pigments, nucleoplasms, and reserve food material. While observing nostoc under the microscope, it seems to be a parenchymatous cells chain. Green pigments which are present in the cells Reserve food material is there as well as nucleus is present in the cell. While observing this figure, you can see how the colony of nostoc is there in a specific spherical or in a microscopic view. Twisted trichomes in a gelatinous matrix to form a ball-like structure. Seems to be bluish and green in color. This colony is tough from the external side, firm, and the pellicle membrane of the colony which provides or helps to define the shape of this colony. In this figure, you can see a structure of the cell, nostoc cell. A nostoc A shows a vegetative cell, heterocyst, and in the B diagram, you can see how the heterocysts are formed in the nostoc. While observing on the uppermost diagram, you see the black dots which are in a circular form that are dispersed among the cell space are to be known as the cyanophysin granule. The spots which appears in a white color just beneath randomly dispersed in the cell with the black dot that are the airspace, we also call it as the pseudo vacuoles. Centrioplasms and the chromoplasms are present in the cell. The cell wall, that is the protective layer of the cell. Next to that, when we talk about the heterocyst of the nostoc, when you observe this cell, see how the elongated portion that is seen from the inside the cell, that may be called as the polar nodule. Just beneath or just above the polar nodule and in the beneath to the cell wall, you can be see the pore of the just towards the polar nodule. Heterocyst is observed in this diagram. Cell structure, obviously prokaryotic type, are without cells are without mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and the Golgi apparatus. It has following characters such as cell wall, pigments, and the nucleoplasms. While describing the cell wall, it is made up of the cellulose and surrounded with the protoplast. In this diagram or in this figure, you can see the cellulose structure in the magnification of 20. On the right hand side, the transverse sections of the nostoc, the cell wall, gelatinous coat, and the plasma membrane is seen in the diagram. Pigments are present in the chromatoplasm. Plastids are absent. The cells appears blue in color for the reason due to the presence of the phycocyanin, and phycocyanin is a blue pigment in the Cara in the nostoc, and so on. Other pigments include phycoerythrin, carotene, as well as the chlorophyll pigment. You may see the diagram or the pictures shown in this slide of these pigments. Then later on, the diagram seen in the green color, and so on. Nucleoplasms. Nucleoplasms, a definite nucleus is absent. Nuclear material is present as central body. It lacks nucleolus. DNA material or chromatin-like trait are present, that is to be circular DNA with the ribosomes. Reserve food material such as sugars, glycogens, proteinous material called as cyanophycine. See, looking over the diagram, the reserve food material, when we focus on this section of the nostoc, lipoprotein membrane is made up of with the three layers as well as the metabolites. Ribosomes are also present, as it seems to be prokaryote. 70s types of ribosomes may be seen. Some protein granules which are soluble are observed in the space. DNA spirally coiled and some soluble RNA are seen in this cell of the nostoc. Next to that, we move towards the reproduction. Friends, reproduction in Cara is by following few methods. Colony fragmentation. You are aware of the word this fragmentation. Fragmentation means to split and to break down. Harmogonia formations, then akynates, then arthrospores, then endospores. Here you may see the diagram of the algal cell, few trichomes, broken wall of heterocyst, a cell shown, a single cell in the shown labeled as A, then B, and then C. So friends, for today this was the legal introductions of the nostoc, systematic positions regarding the cell structure of nostoc, and the rest of the part we will be dealing in the next video. The above PPT or the PPT which is shown in this video series has been taken from the slideshare.net.com or slideshare.com. These PPTs are not mine. It is just for the reference purpose, and I am courtesy to the author as well as the slideshare.com. I am very thankful to them. Today we stop here, and rest of the part will be seeing in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.